All right, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. I don't know if we're live. I think we are. Welcome to our first ever live stream bedtime story with the principal and his daughter, Caitlin. Say hello, Caitlin.
Hi.
All right. Looks like, yep, we're live. Okay, I'm just checking my phone. It looks like we are live. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to read 2 bedtime stories tonight. Caitlin's going to be my sidekick. My son, Anthony, is a little camera shy right now, not feeling so great either, so he may make a cameo at some point. But for now, it's just going to be me and Caitlin. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first book we're going to be reading is called One by Catherine Otashi, one of my all-time favorites. And this book was actually our second ever book of the month back in 2013, November of 2013. And this book is actually featured on our Book of the Month Wall of Fame right outside our cafeteria, which I'm sure all the boys and girls are aware of. Okay, so let's adjust our camera a bit. Okay, ready? Okay, One by Catherine Otashi. Blue was a quiet color. He enjoyed looking up at the sky, floating on the waves, and on days he felt daring, splashing in the puddles. Every once in a while, he wished he could be more sunny like yellow, or bright like green, more regal like purple, or outgoing like orange. But overall, he liked being blue, except when he was red. Red was a hothead. He liked to pick on blue. Red is a great color, he'd say. Red is hot, blue is not. Then blue would feel bad about being blue. Sometimes yellow comforted blue. Blue is a very nice color, she'd say. But yellow never said that in front of red. She'd never say, stop picking on blue. Green, purple, and orange thought blue was nice too, but they never told red to stop either. Every time red said something mean and no one spoke up, he got bigger
and bigger and bigger.
That was good. Soon, Red grew so big that everyone was afraid of him. No one dared stop him. Red picked on all the colors. Then everyone felt a little blue. Red is not a very nice color. Until One came. He had a different shape with bold strokes and squared corners. He was funny. He made the colors laugh. Red saw this and got very hot. Stop laughing, he told yellow. Stop laughing, he told green. Stop laughing, he told purple and orange. And they did. Red rolled up to One. Stop laughing, he told him. But One stood up straight like an arrow and said,
No.
Red was mad, but One wouldn't budge. So Red rolled away. I like it so far.
I like it.
Good. One turned to the colors and said, if someone is mean and picks on me, I, for one, stand up and say,
No.
The yellow felt brave and said,
Me too.
Green agreed and said,
Me 3.
Then purple became
4.
and orange became
5.
Hope you can see that. There we go. Blue saw the colors change. He wanted to count. Red grew hot. He felt left out. He grew hotter.
And hotter. And hotter.
Red is getting very angry. Red raced over to Blue and said what he always did. Red is hot. Blue is not. But this time, Blue stood up tall and became
6.
Red can be really hot, he said, but Blue can be super cool. Red blew a fuse and tried to roll over Blue. But everyone took a stand and said,
No!
Seeing them standing tall made Red feel
very, very, very small.
Then Red turned even redder and began rolling away. Blue called out, Can Red be hot and Blue be cool? Red stopped in his tracks. Red can count too, said one. Red rocked and rolled and turned into
7.
Everyone counts, they shouted. Then Red laughed and joined the fun. Sometimes it takes just
1.
So one of the things I love most about this book is that it teaches us that all it takes is one person to stand up to somebody who's being mean. And sometimes, even if there is somebody who's mean, what I love about this book at the end is how they all realize that all that Red really wanted was just somebody to be friends with in the end. And when he joined and became 7, they all became friends, just like that. So this is one of my all-time favorites. You want to do one more? All right, we're going to do one more. This book is a book called
The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes.
The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes by Mark Pett and Gary Rubenstein. All right, this was also featured as one of our books of the month and is also a book on our Book of the Month Wall of Fame. I think this was about 2 years ago we featured this book. Another one of my all-time favorites, and I'll tell you why at the end. For Beatrice Bottomwell, Friday began like any other day. She matched her socks, and of course, she put her shoes on their proper feet. She remembered to feed her hamster Hubert his favorite food, broccoli. And when she made a sandwich for her brother Carl's lunch, she used exactly the same amount of peanut butter and jelly. When she steps outside to greet her fans, she didn't forget to say good morning and thank you. She asked if she made her bed. She had. They asked if she forgot to do her math homework. Nope. What about tonight's talent show, they asked. I'm ready, said Beatrice with a smile. After all, her juggling act had won 3 years in a row.
That's a while.
That is. Most people in town didn't even know Beatrice's name. They just called her the girl who never made mistakes, because for as long as anyone could remember, she never did. Unlike Beatrice, Carl made a lot of mistakes. He ate his crayons and drew with his green beans. He danced with his hands and played the piano with his feet. Carl loved to make mistakes. I love making mistakes too.
Okay.
At school, Beatrice was on a cooking team with her 2 best friends, Millie and Sarah. To make her giant rhubarb muffins, they needed 4 eggs. Beatrice went to the refrigerator and carefully chose the biggest, eggiest eggs she could find. But on the way back, her legs slipped out from under her. The eggs went flying. Beatrice was about to make her first mistake. Uh-oh. But she didn't. That was close, thought Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice, I dropped a piece of rhubarb. Don't mention it, Illy. For the rest of the school day, Beatrice could not stop thinking about her almost mistake. On her way home from school, Beatrice watched Millie and Sarah ice skating in the park. Come join us, said Millie. It's fun, said Sarah. Beatrice watched them slip and slide on the frozen pond. Millie and Sarah laughed as they wobbled on the ice. No thanks, said Beatrice. At supper, Beatrice barely touched her food. Is everything all right, kiddo? Asked her father. I'm worried I'll mess up tonight, said Beatrice, and everyone will be watching. Worry? You don't make mistakes, he said with a smile. Beatrice tried to smile, too. A lot of pressure, huh?
Yeah.
After supper, Beatrice got ready for the talent show. First, she woke Hubert from his nap. Next, she got the salt shaker from the kitchen table. Finally, she filled the balloon with water. The school auditorium was packed. Beatrice felt her stomach jumping around inside her. This reminds me of how some of us must feel right before the variety show, which is coming up in just about 2 months. When the music started, she tossed Hubert into the air. Next, she added the salt shaker, and finally, the water balloon. Beatrice, oops, I made a mistake. It's okay. We're going to turn back that last paragraph. Beatrice waited for her juggling music to begin. That's her. That's the girl who never makes mistakes, said a woman. Oh, we know she'll be perfect, said a man. When the music started, she tossed Hubert into the air. Next, she added a salt shaker, and finally, the water balloon. Beatrice didn't miss a beat. The crowd clapped with delight, but Beatrice noticed something odd about the salt shaker. The specks falling out of it were not white. What do you think it was? I think it might have been pepper. Pepper makes you sneezy.
Oh no.
Achoo! That's not good. Let's see what happens. Hubert was so surprised by his sneeze that he grabbed the water balloon with his claws. Kablooey! Hubert, pieces of water balloon, and pepper rained down on Beatrice for the first time in as long as anyone can remember. Beatrice made a mistake, and it was a big one. What do you think's going to happen? The music stopped. Beatrice didn't know what to do. Cry? Run off the stage? The crowd sat stunned. They couldn't believe that the girl who never made mistakes just made a mistake. Beatrice looked up at Hubert. He looked back at her. His hamster fur was soaked and speckled with bits of balloon. Beatrice let out a giggle. The giggle grew into a chuckle, and the chuckle became a laugh. The people in the crowd looked at each other and then back at Beatrice. They began to giggle, then chuckle, then finally roar with laughter. Beatrice and the audience laughed until they couldn't remember why they were laughing. That night, Beatrice slept better than she ever had. Isn't that interesting? In the morning, no fans greeted Beatrice. When she got dressed, Beatrice, for no reason at all, put a polka dot sock on one foot and a plaid sock on the other. No reason. Oops. Another mistake. Beatrice and Carl made sandwiches. This time, they put the peanut butter and jelly on the outside. They called it Inside Out PB&J. Lunch was messy and delicious. Don't get any ideas, Forest Lakers. Later, Beatrice found Millie and Sarah skating at the park. They fell a lot and laughed. Now, people no longer call her the girl who never makes mistakes. They just call her Beatrice. The end. So one of the things I like most about that book is that it teaches us that it's okay to make mistakes and not be perfect. And what I love about it, and what I said earlier, why I love making mistakes, is because when I make a mistake, I always learn from it. And I know how to do it better the next time. And it's a thing that I call failing forward. So one of my all-time favorites, The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
You were a good sidekick. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to try to do this again from time to time throughout the rest of the school year. And it is now about 8:15, so it's probably most of your bedtimes. So hopefully you've already eaten, you've already bathed, and you are ready for bed. Hopefully your homework is done. And we will see you next time. And I will see all my Forest Laker friends at school tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.